Hola guys, welcome back to my channel. Like I said, we are still in the astrology series and we are on the last astrology sign. I know I have not uploaded the last astrology sign in like ever. I know it took me a while to film this and I'm so sorry. I've been busy. But as you can see, new sweatshirt, new rings of the moon and the sun. But yeah, let's get into it. So last video is the last zodiac sign of the zodiac signs is the Capricorn. Their element is Earth. Their quality is a cardinal. Their color is brown and black. Their day is Saturday. Their ruler is Saturn. Their overall compatibility are Taurus and Cancer. Their lucky numbers are 4, 8, 13, 22. The date range is December 22nd through January 19th. Their strengths are responsible, disciplined, self-controlled, good managers. Their weaknesses are know-it-alls, unforgiving, condescending, expecting the worst. Capricorn's likes are family tradition, music, understated status, quality craftsmanship. Capricorn dislikes are almost everything at some point. Capricorn is a sign that represents time and responsibility and representatives of traditional and often very serious by nature. These individuals possess an inner state of independence that enables significant progress both in their personal and professional lives. They are masters of self-control and have the ability to lead the way, make solid and realistic plans, and manage many people who work for them at any time. They will learn from their mistakes and get to the top based solely on their experience and expertise. Belonging to the element of Earth, like Taurus and Virgo, these are the last signs in the trio of. This is the last sign in the trio, particularly in grounding. Not only do they focus on material world, they have the ability to use the most of it. Unfortunately, these elements also make them stiff and sometimes too stubborn to move from one perspective or point in a relationship. They have a hard time accepting differences of other people that are too far from their character, and out of the fear might try to impose their traditional values aggressively. Saturn is a ruling planet of the Capricorn, and this planet represents restrictions of all kinds. It makes these people practical and responsible, but also cold, distant, and unforgiving, prone to the feeling of guilt, and turned to the past. They need to learn about forgiving in order to make their own life lighter and more positive. Capricorn is a goat. The goat of fear. The goat with the tail of the fish is created to face fear and create panic. It is also a sign of decisions made to be protected from monsters of our minds, lives, and an intimate physical surrounding. Although ready for transform into something that scares these scary things off, Capricorn speaks each natural chain reaction of fear, where one is scary thing leads to many others. Rising up as defense mechanisms, they only make things worse. Immersed in secrecy, they face the world just as they are, brave enough to never run away, but constantly afraid of their inner monsters. So the Capricorn's love category. So it is not easy to win over the attention of the heart of a Capricorn, but once their walls break and their heart melts, they stay committed for a lifetime. Their relationships with other signs can be challenging due to the difficult character, but any shared feelings that comes from such a deep emotional place is a reward for those partners' efforts. So sensitivity comes through acts rather than words. The years are often needed for them to open enough to chat about their actual emotional problems, turned into personal goals, whatever they might be. Capricorns can lack compassion and emotion when relating to their loved ones. The certain ease of a normal life is something that will give a full devotion, and their partner will be able to rely on them, use them as a stepping stone for any personal endeavor. They may have lasting bond with a constant tendency of growth. Still, this isn't someone willing to compromise such and seems to have need to create problems only to resolve it to feel bad. But if you never resolved before, Capricorn might be stiff on earth signs set in their ways, but this makes them a perfect match for certain signs of the zodiac. So the Capricorn's friends and family, they're friends. Capricorns are intelligent and stable and reliable. This makes it a representative's loyal and extremely good friend standing in one's life as pillars on their way of their dreams. They need to be surrounded by people who don't ask too many noisy questions, known where boundaries are set, and also warm, open-hearted, and loyal enough to follow their lead. Will not collect too many friends in this lifetime, but turn to those who make them feel at peace, intelligent, and honest at all times. Their family. This sign is full of understanding and family tradition. Capricorns feel connected to every single thing from their past and their childhood and loves bringing out these memories whenever a season or holidays and birthdays is near. This is a sign of typical conflict. One has overdominancy in their household, with a father being extremely important figure in the way this person's built. Their imagine over the years as parents, they tend to be strict but fair, readily taking on responsibilities that come with a child. A Capricorn in career money. Capricorns will set high standards on themselves, but their honesty, dedication, and perseverance will lead them to their goals. They value loyalty and hard work all over all other things. They keep associates with these qualities close even when they might intellectually inferior, concentrated, and resourceful. This is someone who gets the job done, doesn't mind long hours, and commits to final product completely. They shine in jobs that include management, finance, programming, calculations, deeply rooted in tradition, the state and the system they live in. The Capricorn needs all of the paperwork in perfect order, their documents clean, and their files immaculate, and whatever the word is, impeccable. Money will truly value in lives of these individuals, and they won't have much trouble managing it and saving some of the rainy, dry, long as their debt don't swallow their actual abilities. Hard workers with higher causes, they will do anything they can set free from a loan or a mortgage or of any time, but also known as a true success will only come in the long run. How to attract Capricorn men. Capricorn men are determined and ambitious people who want to reach the top to get rewards, who prefer reality over uncatchable dreams, but isn't afraid to set some of their more realistic dreams in motion. His need for control is strong. He could be judgmental towards his partners, expecting them to be something they really aren't. His nature is wrapped up around accomplishment and responsibility, and he often doesn't set romantic relationships on top of his priority list. A Capricorn man wants to take charge and be the one to make the rules from the beginning. He is in a search of practical grounding partner, and almost always ends up with an emotional one who has a hard time controlling their heart. When starting a relationship, he will think about the ways to respect the norm and also show his feelings, expecting the person in front of him to feel comfortable and attractive enough, no matter the amount of affection he gives. So how to attract Capricorn women. Capricorn women are ambitious, presented, responsible, and reliable. She only wants to find someone to make her smile and can't wait to open up and feel the real pull of an emotion. This makes her warm up to the possibility that lie in the future. It will take some time for her to lower her guard and feel safe and comfortable enough to show just how sensitive and caring she can be when she is in love. She wants her partner's responsibility, calm and hardworking, and needs to know that she is taken care of if something bad happens in the future. A Capricorn woman needs to feel comfortable with people she dates and needs time to decide what she wants out of each relationship. Um, Born a sun sign in Mars, her instincts and into are strong. Sorry, that this makes her passionate lover always in charge of her own life, no matter the outer circumstances. So the compatible signs Capricorn should consider also are Taurus, Virgo, Scorpio, and Pisces. Um, so the history of the Capricorn. The sign of the Capricorn is not the same thing as constellation Capricornius. They do not concede in all the stars in constellation Capricornus are currently in the sign of Aquarius. The sign of Capricorn takes the 10th, 30th degree of the zodiacal circle and begins with first day of winter. This is a cardinal sign, meaning it marks the beginning of the season and change it brings with it. The constellation Capricornus marked the winter solstice in early Bronze Age, and for the sun was in when winter began until 130 BC. This name of this constellation is Latin for horned goat or goat horn. It is depicted as a sea goat, the mythological creature that is half goat, half fish, bringing our attention to its tail, and the brightest star of the constellation in the tail itself symbolically represents the past of our depths and what we are dragging from our past. The constellation is the smallest of the zodiac constellation, and it is set in the area of the sky called Sea that consists of many water-related constellations such as Pisces and Endurianus. Capricornus are listed by the second century astronomical Ptolemya, but prior to the listing, was one of the constellation's oldest known men, despite its faintness. It is represented as a hybrid of a goat, a fish since the Middle Bronze Age, with the first attested depictions dated around the 21st century BC in Babylonian star catalogs. It is recorded as the goatfish before 1000 BC. It is interesting that the planet Neptune was discovered in the constellation Capricornus near Denamba Aligida, the brightest star in the tail of the goat, on September 23rd, 1846. The link between Capricorn and Pisces seems to be incredibly strong, especially when you consider a symbolism of creatures and all stories regarding Capricorn and Capricornus. So the myth of Capricorn. The myth of the Capricorn is connected to Pan, the god of the wild, shepherds, and flocks. Nature, mountain, wilds of rustic music. He had goat legs. The musical instrument he played, pan pipes, telling the special love story of a woman who feared her courter running away from his compliments. One of the stories of the Pan speaking to gathering the gods to interpret a typhoon, the monstrous giant. Out of fear, all of the gods changed shape while Pan jumped into the river Nile, turning his legs into a tail of a fish and his torso to a goat to confess a monster to scare it away with his appearance. The important story hidden behind Capricorn is one in which Zeus was helped by a goat that invented a scary horn called Pentecost. On his mission to defeat the Titans, the horn was discovered in the sea, and this explains a fishtail that is given to the goat, while the horn must have been a shell that made the sound to force, like the Titans, to scatter panicked. When the Titans are finally defeated by Olympians and sent to the underworld each day as the night fell, there was a sense of fear that the Titans will rise on the horizon. So the connection between Capricorn and the Capricorn myths. So the word panic is derived from the name of god Pan, are actually from Panacosis, the instrument with the sound that made the Titans scatter away. Each version of the myth connected to the sign of the Capricorn, its corresponding constellation is mainly about fear. This is a fear that makes people change shape and pretend to be what they are not. This is a fear that grabs everyone around the person, forcing them to inflict pain. When sorry. We can see a woman running away from the compliments of a man, but also a woman who fears a man with a strange appearance that startles her in the dark place while she's alone. We can recognize the power of the fear that creates even more fear as Pan turns into the monster himself. In order to scare away Typhoon, in addition, we can see all sorts of problems with the lower half of one's body. The fear in these stories never fade, and it is there even when the battle is over, an expectance of an enemy to return. Um, so that's all about the Capricorn. I hope you enjoyed this whole astrology series. We are done, guys, with the astrology series. I hope you liked. So, like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on your post notifications so you know when I upload. Until next time, bye.